like a lot of you guys, I'm using AI to work with, and I needed to create a workflow builder for my Rust applications, especially Dioxus. And in this video, I will show you everything. I will show you how it works. I will show you with the code, and you will see that it's kind of simple to understand, even if you are not from a Rust background. If you are coming from a React background, you will still see that it's still very easy to understand, and that using Rust for applications is very easy. Maybe first, if you don't know me, I'm Max. I'm the founder of Rustify. Rustify, we have programs, so either bootcamp or coaching. In the bootcamp, we have, for instance, a full stack bootcamp. So you will see how to build full stack applications. So Rust for the backend, the frontend, cross-platform. So for iOS, Android, desktop, web, all that using Rust. So you can check on this page, rustify.rs, or you have also the coaching. If you want one-on-one mentoring, we also have this. I am selective with the people we take. Okay, so you will have to fill in a form with apply. And if it's good, then we have the call, and then we can see if we can work together. Okay, so it looks like this. You have, for instance, the basic workflow. I will show you some features, and then I will show you the code. You will see it's very simple. So let's say, for instance, I want to select multiple of them. I just do this. I can move them around. I can also copy and paste up like this. I can remove them. If I change this, I can undo like this. I can remove a node. Yeah, and I can do a lot of things. It's just some examples, but you can see it works it works okay. If I want to create also some, I can, and so on. And for the code, so I will show you that first here, and then I will show you the real code. But you see, it's kind of simple. So you also, of course, if you want to check this, you go on workflows, and you will see the code like this. But basically, it's always the same pattern. You will initialize the states that we have inside here. Okay. So the way we do this is that we create initial nodes with a vec. Okay. We do the same for the edges. And then once we have these two, we can use the hook use workflow. We get the state from this, and the states, my bad. We can pass the states in the workflow canvas, and in other stuff also. So very, very simple. You will see also I've created other demos, but now I will show you with the code. It will be a little better to understand. So first thing you see, we have workflow 01 here. Okay. So this is the workflow number 1. This is the thing that you have in here. You remind I've showed you the initial nodes, the edges also. We use both of them inside the use workflow, inside the hook. And then from this, we can get the states. The states, it's this struct. Okay, so the workflow states with the nodes, edges, position, drag, pan, and other things. Why I'm showing you this is that because, of course, we have two things to handle. We have the global states, and we also want to destructure every node that we have inside the states. And this is why I've created this workflow state, because inside the workflow states up like this, we have the nodes inside. Okay, and we're using exactly this in here, states.nodes, and then we can iter. We need to have clone for this, of course, and we also need to enumerate. And then for each of them, we can have a workflow, a node wrapper, and then other stuff with also a key. Okay. So kind of React actually. And inside, I've already explained you, but we have the state. We can pass it to the workflow canvas. The workflow canvas is the dash, the dot pattern that you have in here. Okay. And we can also pass an overlay, if we want. And inside we have the workflow controls. So you see the overlays, everything that is kind of this, and here it's the workflow content. And we also want to pass the state to update accordingly the workflow canvas. Because when we click on this, we want the workflow canvas to also update with a zoom, for instance. And you see it's simple as this. So even a complex demo like this, you see, you understand even if you are not from a Rust background. So that's kind of cool. I will show you more in detail through the hook fork and also the components. It will be a little more complex, but still not that hard. So you see, I've created the hooks and I've created also UI. So exactly like ShadCN with the UI components, and also we have the hooks. I will first show you the workflow canvas. And also, by the way, if you are interested in building application like this, because this works also for iOS, Android, desktop, web, it's cross-platform with the same code base. It's very powerful. So I remind you on Rustify.rs, you can either check the bootcamp, or if you want mentoring just with me one-on-one, you can also check the coaching. Okay. But if we go back in here, so now I'm in workflow.rs, so inside the UI components. If we look at the signature for the component workflow canvas, you see that we have three things. We have the states, children, and overlay. So for the state, I've already showed you that we want to have the nodes, ages, position, and everything, okay? For the children, why we have this is that because we, exactly like React, we want to have children also inside the workflow canvas, right? And we have also an overlay. It's optional because maybe, if we go back here, maybe we want to have this or maybe not. So it's an option. So this is why I've done this way. I will probably change in the future, but this is what I have for now. If you look, it's kind of a huge component, you see. It's more like 400 lines. So I will probably split this in the future, but I will show you the pattern. So you see, I have a lot of things, so I will probably improve this in the future. But I want to show you more the RSX macro that is used in Dioxus. So it's kind of the return statement that you have in React component. You can have HTML and other things. And here we see that I have a div, and inside the div, this is where I have the Canva. Okay. And inside this, you see, I handle a lot of things, and for instance, the on key down, because I want that when I use this, I want to be able, for instance, to use this with just the key. Maybe I want also to use escape and that kind of stuff. So this is where I do this, with the key, with the character. This is where also I use the copy paste and everything. Okay. The escape, the arrow, and so on. Of course, we also want to handle mouse events. Why? Because you remind, for instance, I've showed you, if I do this, I can select multiple. So we want to also handle things like this, and this is where it happens. For instance, you see, I have this, for instance, start rubber band. This is exactly what I've showed you, okay? Other things also, but just for you to see the pattern. So we have almost up, almost leave, and so on. We also want to use on wheel, because of course we want to do something like this, okay? So this is using on wheel. And then we have also on touch start, because of course we also want that it works for mobile, okay? So it works also for mobile, and yeah, also other things. So this is why this is a huge component. But still, you are able to understand that's the most important thing, okay? And then, so I have this workflow canvas. This is one of the more complex components. I have also other ones, more simple, like kind of cards that you have in ShadCN. So we have the title, the description, and everything. This is coming from here. And yeah, also other components. I remind you also, by the way, that it's open source. So if you click on this, you will see GitHub Rust UI, Dioxus UI at the moment. And all the code is here. So you can check this by yourself. You will understand better. If you want to have also the Dioxus version, because I've done this not long ago, you can also check rustui/UI. This is the original website, okay, rustui.com. And this is done with Leptos. I've created just a sub-module here for now. I will probably merge it in a single repo UI in the future, but at the moment it works like this. So you can check the code if you want. And yes, so this is for the UI components. Probably you also want to check the use workflow. So we have a component and we have also a hook for using all the states and everything inside for the node. So it works something like this. It will also very likely change, but at the moment it works like this. So I have some enums, like this one, for instance. I have also the edge style. We want maybe solid, dashed, dotted, and so on. We have also some structs for the workflow for the workflow node, also for to use inside the hook. So we have the states I've already showed you with the nodes and everything. And then inside this, we have an implementation for the workflow state. And this is where we use all the function of the hook. Selected ID, is selected, is locked, set locked, toggle locked, basically everything. So it's a huge file actually. You'll see it's almost 1,000 lines of code. And there is probably some pattern that will improve. Like for instance, you see like I'm using all these different signals. So probably you can improve this. But at the moment, this is what I have. I've done this, I think in 1 or 2 days or something like this. So yeah, it's still to improve. But anyway, it was some news. So hopefully it was interesting for you. If you are still watching, it means that you are interested in using Rust for applications. Maybe Dioxus in particular. I remind you that with Rustify, we have programs. So either a full stack program, a blockchain program, or one-one coaching. If you want to build, for instance, an application in Rust using Dioxus, using Leptos, or using Rust for the backend and TypeScript for the frontend or whatever, feel free to check the coaching. You can apply and then we can have a call. We can see, I will see if I can help you. And if you want to have some guidance for this, and then maybe we can work together. So it was Max. Thanks for watching and see you next time.